two-step equations. But before we get into two-step, we're going to do a quick one-step for the video. So the first one-step equation we have is 2x is equal to 10. So like any equation, what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line down the middle of the equal sign. So you get a left side and you get a right side. I'm going to look at the left side because that's the one that has the x on it. Well, this x is being multiplied by 2. So to get rid of it, you have to do the opposite operation. And the opposite of multiplication is division. So you're going to divide 2 to both sides. So then x comes down because these cancel out. This line is my equal sign. And 10 divided by 2 is 5. So the answer is 5. All right, let's go on to the next one. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to draw a line down it. You got a left side and you got a right side. Well, since that 3 is being multiplied, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to divide by 3. This cancels out. X comes down, equal sign. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Okay. Now let's try one that's a little bit different. Still a one-step equation. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to draw a line. You got a left side and you got a right side. I'm going to look at the left side again because it has the x. So this 2 is not being multiplied, but instead it's being divided. The opposite of division is going to multiply. So you're going to multiply 2 to both sides. So this dot means multiplication. So that means when I divide 2 and I multiply by 2, those cancel out. These numbers should always cancel out because you're doing the opposite operation. So now you're going to do 10 times 2 is just 20. So the answer is 20. All right, let's do another one. Okay, you draw a line down the equal sign. You get a left side and you get a right side. Well, 3 is being divided, so you're going to do the opposite, and you're going to multiply 3 to both sides. These cancel out. You bring down the x. 15 times 3 is 45. And that's the answer. All right, pretty straightforward. All right, now let's try a two-step. So you're going to draw a line down an equal sign. You get a left side and then you get a right side. So I'm going to look at the left side because it has the variable. But instead of looking at the number in front of the variable, I'm going to look at the number that's being added, subtracted, the one without it. So you're going to identify the left side because it doesn't have you're going to look at the left side because it has the x. The number that you're going to look on the left side is the one that does not have the x. So it's this 2 right here. So we got to get rid of this 2 first. Well, what is this 2 doing? Well, this 2 is being added. So you're going to do the opposite and you're going to subtract 2. So you're going to subtract 2. So these cancel out. So I subtracted 2 from the left side. So that means I got to subtract 2 from the right side. So 12 minus 2 is 10. So then what comes down here is the thing that we did not touch, the 2x. So 2x comes down. So then, now this is just a one-step equation. So this 2 is being multiplied, so you're going to do the opposite, and you're going to divide it. These cancels out. X comes down, follow my line, bring down the equal sign, 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay. Now let's try, you try one. So what you're going to do first is you're going to draw a line down the equal sign. You got a left side, you got a right side. So I'm going to look at the left side, and I'm going to look at the number that doesn't have the variable. So you're going to subtract 3 from both sides. This cancels out. Bring down the equal sign. 18 minus 3 is 15. Bring down the 3x. Sorry guys, the pin's still messed up. So then you're going to divide by 3 to both sides. 3 goes into 15 5 times. And that's your answer. Okay, let's try a different one. So again, draw the line. You got a left side and then you got a right side. So you're going to look at the left side because it has the x. You're going to look at the number 5 first because it's being added. So you're going to subtract 5 from the left side, then you're going to subtract 5 from the right side. This cancels out. Bring down the equal sign. 10 minus 5 is just 5. Then you're going to bring down x divided by 2. Well, since it's being divided by 2, you're going to multiply 2 to both sides. This cancels out. X comes down is equal to 10. Hey, now you try one. So you're going to draw a line down. You got a left side and you got a right side. You're going to look at the left side, so you subtract 4 from both sides. This cancels out. This is 6. Bring down the x divided by 3. Well, since the 3 is being divided, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to multiply 3 to both sides. This cancels out. X comes down. Equal sign comes down. 6 times 3 is 18. So the answer is x is equal to 18. All right, let's try another one. All right, so first thing you always do, draw your line. You got a left side and then you got a right side. So I'm going to look at my left side. And I'm going to look at the minus 5. Well, since it's a minus 5, you're going to add 5 to both sides. This cancels out. Equal sign. 11 plus 5 is 16. So now I have a negative 4x. So now I'm going to divide negative 4 to both sides. This cancels out. X comes down. 16 divided by negative 4 is negative 4. Because when I divide a negative into a positive, it is a negative. That's your answer. Okay, so now you're going to try one. All right, draw your line. You got a left side and then you got a right side. So this 10 is being subtracted, so you're going to add 10 to both sides. Bring down my equal sign. These cancel out. So bring down the negative 5x. Well, 25 plus 10 is just 35. So then you're going to divide by negative 5 to both sides. This cancels out. X comes down, equal sign. 35 divided by negative 5 is a negative 7. Again, a negative into a positive is a negative. This is your answer. All right, so first thing we're going to do is you're going to draw a line. You got a left side and then you got a right side. So you're going to add 8 to both sides. So x divided by 2 comes down because these cancel out. 10 plus 8 is 18. Well, since the 2 is being divided, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to multiply 2 to both sides. Cancels out. 18 times 2 is 36. That's the answer. And now you're going to try one. Okay, you're going to draw a line down. You got a left side and then you got a right side. So the 6 is being subtracted, so you're going to add 6 to both sides. This cancels out. My equal sign comes down, and the x divided by negative 3 comes down. Well, 17 plus 6 is 23. So now you're going to multiply both sides by negative 3. X is equal to 23 times negative 3. 23 times negative 3 is 69, but that is a negative 69. So this is the answer. Let me go back to make sure I got my negative right on this one. I actually dropped the negative when I brought this down. So this should be negative 36. Okay, so we're going to try one a little bit different order. So again, you draw a line down. You got a left side and then you got a right side. So I'm going to look at the left side. I'm going to be looking at the negative 4. Since it's a negative 4, you got to get it to 0. So you're going to add 4 positives to that. Okay, so you're going to have 4 positives to the left side, and then you're going to have 4 positives to the right side. So this cancels out. The 2x comes down. This is equal to 12. So since that 2 is being multiplied, you're going to divide 2 to both sides. You get x is equal to 6. All right, so now you try one. All right, you're going to draw your line. You got a left side and then you got a right side. So this is a -5, so that means you're going to add 5 positives to it, to the left side, and then you're going to add 5 positives to the right side. So this cancels out. Then you bring down to 5x is equal to 15 plus 5 is 20. So then you're going to divide by 5 to both sides, and x equals 4. All right, let's do some word problems. So 331 students went on a field trip. 6 buses were filled, and 7 students traveled in cars. How many students were on each bus? So the first thing we need to do is we need to write an equation. So that means I have 6 buses. So that means I have 6 times x, because x represents the number of students on each bus, plus the 7 students that rode in the car, is equal to a total of 331 students. All right, so that's my equation. So again, we're going to solve it. So you're going to draw your line. You got a left side. You got a right side. So you subtract 7 from both sides. This cancels out. Bring down the equal sign. This is 6x. We're going to do 331 minus 7. Well, 331 minus 7 should come out to 324. So then you're going to divide 6 to both sides. Well, so then you got to divide 6 into 324. Well, 6 goes into 32 5 times. And 6 goes into 24 4 times. So the answer is 54. There's 54 students on each bus. And so now you're going to try a word problem. So the word problem you're going to try says Aaliyah had $24 to spend on 7 pencils. After buying them, she had $10. How much did each pencil cost? So what you're going to do first is you're going to write the equation, and then you're going to solve it. So this is the equation that you're going to write. So she had $10 plus buying 7 pencils times x, because you don't know the cost, should equal $24. If you did, you could also have done 24 minus 7x is equal to 10. Okay, both of these would have been correct if you submitted those. Okay, because this is just saying that taking the $10 plus the 7 times the x of the cost of the pencils is equal to $24, which she had in total. Or you take the $24 in total that she had, and then minus the $7 times the cost of the pencils. Minus the 7 pencils times the cost is equal to $10, which she had left over. Both of these are correct. They're saying the same thing. So now we're going to solve it. So now you got 10. Whoops. So I'm going to do 10 plus 7x is equal to 24. So you're going to draw your line. Well, this is a positive 10, so I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. This cancels out. 7x comes down. This is 14. You're going to divide by 7. X equals 2. So it means each pencil costs $2. Okay, let's go do another one. So now, again, you're going to look at the problem. It says you bought a magazine for $5 and 4 erasers. You spent a total of $25. How much did each eraser cost? So, again, you're going to write the equation, and then you're going to solve it. So the equation that I would have written is 5 plus 4x is equal to a total of $25. Now, if you wrote it in a different way, that's fine. I'll look at it and make sure it's correct. So again, now you're going to solve it. So you're going to draw your line. You got a left side, and then you got a right side. You're going to subtract 5 from both sides. This is 4x is equal to 20. So then you're going to divide 4 to both sides. And then x is equal to 5. So each eraser costs $5. Wow, that's expensive. All right, last word problem. So Maria bought 7 boxes. A week later, half of all her boxes were destroyed in a fire. There are now only 22 boxes left. How many did she start with? Okay. So now, you want to figure out how many did she start with? So she has 22 left over, so that equals 22. Okay. Maria bought 7 boxes. A week later, half of all her boxes were destroyed. So I'm going to give you this equation because this is x plus 7 divided by 2. The reason why it's divided by 2 is because she first bought the 7 boxes, and a week later, she had half of them destroyed. So half of them you divide by 2. Well, this is a little bit different. So you're going to multiply 2 to both sides. And you get x plus 7 is equal to 44. Oops. And then, hold on. And then you're going to you're going to subtract 7 from both sides. So 44 minus 7 is 37. So she originally started off with 37 boxes. Okay, I'm not going to make you do this problem. I didn't realize it. Okay, but what I want you to do is final question. Create me an equation that has an answer of 5. Again, create me an equation that has an answer of 5. It does not matter what it is. All right, thank you guys.